Hello, everyone. As you know, we've been trying to do some various reflections during this time when we've been separated from one another in our community because of the virus. And so it's just a simple way to stay in touch. We've been trying to reflect on some of the realities of the COVID virus, how it has been impacting us. And one of our parishioners was telling me that she was so impressed in this Easter season with the way that Christ has been living in the first responders and all of those people who have been putting themselves on the front lines in order to care for those who are sick or to care for those who have been isolated because of the stay-at-home orders from the government. And we want to be able to keep ourselves from spreading the virus or from receiving the virus. But this person was telling me how much inspiration she has found from all of those who are putting themselves, as I say, on the front line, risking their own lives to help others. And she is saying they are truly the presence of the risen Christ in our world today, in the beautiful celebration of this Easter season. And I recently came across also an article that was looking at some of the silver lining in the midst of this virus. Some people give credit to Bill Gates for this. I also read some of this from a priest, and others speak about it as an autonomous author. But it is a way to look at what we can appreciate in the midst of this virus and not to have it totally a negative experience. So I'd like to just read for you now what the coronavirus may really be teaching us. The author says this: "I'm a strong believer that there is a spiritual purpose behind everything that happens, whether that is what we perceive as being good or being bad. As I meditate upon this, I want to share with you what I feel the corona COVID-19 virus is really doing to us. First, it is reminding us that we are all equal. Regardless of our culture, our religion, our occupation, our financial situation, or how famous we are all equal. This disease treats us all equally. Perhaps we should too learn to treat one another equally. If you don't believe me, just ask Tom Hanks. Second, the virus is reminding us that we are all connected, and something that affects one person has an effect on another. It is reminding us that false borders that we put up have little value, as this virus does not need a passport. It is reminding us, by oppressing us for a short time, of those in this world whose whole life is spent in oppression. Third, it is reminding us of how precious our health is, and how we have moved to neglect it through eating nutrient-poor manufactured food and drinking water that is contaminated with chemicals upon chemicals. If we don't look after our health, we will, of course, get sick. Fourth, the virus is reminding us of the shortness of life and of what is most important for us to do, which is to help others, especially those who are old or who are sick. Our purpose is not to buy toilet roll. We have a larger purpose than that. Fifth, the virus is reminding us of how materialistic our society has become, and how, when in times of difficulty, we remember that it's the essentials that we need: food, water, medicine, as opposed to the luxuries that we sometimes unnecessarily give value to. And of course, one of those essentials is our faith. It is reminding us of how important our family and our home life is, and how much we can neglect this in our daily living, taking it for granted. It is forcing us back into our homes so we can rebuild them and to strengthen our family units. Seventh, it is reminding us that our true work is not our job. It is what we do, not what we were created to do. Our true work is to look after each other, to protect each other, and to be of benefit to one another. That's not just a job. Eighth, the virus is reminding us to keep our egos in check. It is reminding us that no matter how great we think we are, or how great others think we are, a virus can bring our world to a standstill. Ninth, the virus is reminding us that the power of free will is in our hands. We can choose to cooperate and help each other, to share, to give, to help, to support one another, or we can choose to be selfish, to hoard, to look after only our own personal needs. Indeed, it is difficulties that bring out our true colors. 10th, the virus reminds us that we can be patient or we can panic. We can either understand that this type of situation has happened many times before in our history and will pass. This too will pass. Or we can panic and see it as an end of the world and consequently cause ourselves more harm than good. 11th, the virus is reminding us that this can either be an end or a new beginning. This can be a time of reflection and understanding where we learn from our mistakes, or it can be the start of a cycle which will continue until we finally learn the lesson we are meant to. 12th, it is reminding us that this earth is sick. It is reminding us that we need to look at the rate of deforestation just as urgently as we look at the speed at which toilet rolls are disappearing off our shelves. We are sick because our home planet is sick. We need to restore its health. 13th, it is reminding us that after every difficulty, there is always ease. Life is cyclical, and this is just a phase in this great cycle. We do not need to panic. This too will pass. And 14, whereas many see the COVID-19 virus as a great disaster, I prefer to see it as a great corrector. It is sent to remind us of the important lessons that we sometimes have forgotten, and it is up to us if we will learn them again or not. I think these reflections are very helpful for us to keep a positive attitude during this time, but more than a positive attitude, to really take this opportunity to think how we can improve ourselves, how we can help the world to improve by being of service to all who are in need. May God bless all of us, and may we soon return to our community in the church. God bless you.